We live in an era of progress, yet beneath the surface lie unsettling truths. From corporate greed to digital addiction, here are 5 dark realities of modern society that might shock you. 5. Corporate lobbying, profits over people. We don't consider this a lot, but it actually has a huge impact on our lives. Every year, billions of dollars are poured into lobbying by corporations, labor unions, trade associations, and other groups. In 2023, lobbying spending hit a record high of over $360.6 million. What does that mean for us? Tax breaks for the ultra-rich, deregulation of harmful industries, and public health policies that are anything but public-focused. While they rake in profits, we're left dealing with the fallout, polluted air, unsafe food, and healthcare crises. It's a rigged system, and the rest of us are just along for the ride. 4. Gadgets are our new addiction. You've probably heard this 1,000 times while scrolling on Instagram, and it still doesn't change much. But think about it. The average person spends 5 to 6 hours a day on screens, and that's excluding work-related tasks. For teenagers, add 2 hours to that. And it's not by accident. Apps and platforms are designed to exploit your brain. Every notification triggers a dopamine hit, making you crave more. A recent study by OnePoll shows that over 70% of people admit to feeling FOMO, the fear of missing out, which keeps them glued to their screens, even during a face-to-face conversation. The cost? Rising anxiety, depression, and sleep disorders, all while rewiring our brains in ways that mimic substance addiction. We think of it as convenience, but it's actually a profit-driven trap that's damaging our mental health. 3. Automation is displacing millions of jobs. Honestly, I'm not trying to scare you. So, let's look at it together. In recent years, automation has really shaken up the job market, changing industries and how we work. With the rise of automation and AI, millions of jobs are being taken over by machines. A study by McKinsey suggests that automation could displace up to 800 million jobs by 2030, which is about 1/5 of the global workforce. You can really see this change in areas like manufacturing, transportation, and retail, where robots and AI are taking over more and more jobs. We can definitely argue that automation creates new types of jobs, and that more people should get on board with this change. But honestly, on a global scale, only a small number of people have the skills or are in the right position to make that shift. For them, I say, God, please have mercy. 2. Water scarcity affects billions. I bet you didn't know that over 2.2 billion people currently don't have access to clean water. And by 2030, we could face a situation where water demand is 40% higher than the available supply. Climate change is making droughts worse, and with pollution and more people around, we're running out of water pretty quickly. This water scarcity has led to fights over resources in places like the Nile and Tigris-Euphrates rivers. Without clean water, diseases like cholera spread rapidly and food production is at risk. Farming alone uses 70% of the world's fresh water. We'll need sustainable management, conservation, and international cooperation to address this. Hopefully, we get to tackle this before it's too late. 1. Environmental degradation is escalating. Did you know that over 8 million tons of plastic waste hit our oceans every year? That's a ton of trash creating huge garbage patches that suffocate marine life and mess with ecosystems. Our oceans are gasping for air with over 500 dead zones, where sea creatures just can't survive due to pollution. And it gets worse. Industrial fishing is draining our fish stocks, with 1/3 of the world's fish being overexploited. But it's not just the oceans that are in trouble. 1/3 of the world's soil is now degraded, mainly because of industrial agriculture, deforestation, and climate change from burning fossil fuels. This makes it harder for the land to support crops and absorb carbon. It's easy to overlook these problems when we're caught up in our day-to-day lives, but the damage is really stacking up. Meanwhile, air pollution claims 7 million lives annually, half from household pollution tied to fossil fuels. The damage is piling up, threatening ecosystems and our survival too. Modern society isn't as perfect as it seems. Awareness is the first step toward change. If this video opened your eyes, like, share, and subscribe for more eye-opening facts.